All right, folks, we are back with episode 1. Well, technically it's episode 2, but the first topic we're covering as part of BS with B&B. So I'm Braden, this is Brady, and this is bullshit. So
yeah, it is.
we're going to talk today a little bit about what makes a great topic for a podcast or a conversation in general, really. So
Yep.
I'll kind of kick it over to you, Brady. Let's talk about what makes a great topic.
For me, it's something that makes me chuckle, right? If I see a headline or a post or someone makes a comment, if it makes me laugh for a second and then makes me think about it,
Yeah.
and the further down the rabbit hole that I can go, I think makes it fun to talk about. I mean, it could be anything. Like we talked in the little bit of the first half or first episode we did about what makes a sandwich.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's a shallow
It's lighthearted.
topic.
Yeah,
it's lighthearted, but it's shallow when you think about it. But then you can spend way too much time thinking about it.
Yeah, you can get passionate about it, right? Like
I think
people have,
food. I think food's a good topic always. I think daily behaviors from people that don't realize what they're doing, I think, are a constant source of topics and will be a source of topics for us.
Yep.
And
I think I'd like to have a segment at some point where we call it First Day on Earth, right? And, one of the team members that I used to work with would always tell me, he's like, it's just amazing to me. Like, you can drive around in traffic and you can just spot people. It's like, this is their first day on Earth. I know they're a full-grown adult, but this is their first day.
Yeah, Boise traffic, it's not, anything compared to the Bay Area where you're at or, Southern California or New York or whatever.
Sure.
I could send at least one person a day that had been born today and learned how to drive.
And honestly, I'd say it's almost worse, right? Because there's an excuse when you're stuck in traffic. There's an excuse when there's a lot of people around. When you live in an area where there isn't traffic, it becomes really difficult to justify people's behavior when it doesn't match with the open space that exists, right? I mean,
one we'll cover in the future is the effectiveness of the zipper merge.
Okay. Yep. I love that.
It's unbelievably complicated for people here in Idaho.
Yeah,
and I'll have to get some camera footage of it just being awful.
Yeah, I think that would make a great topic. Yeah, I think we'll talk about that and roundabouts in the same episode, and we'll probably lose all of our viewership.
We have roundabouts all over the place now.
Yeah. So, obviously, like you said, I think, from my perspective, it is something that's like lighthearted, but you can get passionate about or have an opinion on. I think, makes you chuckle, kind of thinking about
absolutely.
This is a really stupid thing to have an opinion on, but yet here we are as people who have an opinion on this. I think that's a critical piece of it too.
And life is serious enough as it is. Like let's poke fun at things. Let's talk about nachos for way too long.
Yeah, I think that's a great plan.
Right.
I think that's a great plan. Yeah. So let's lay out our first topic that's not talking about a topic or an intro episode. And that's going to be talking about the VQ engine. And so we are going
more familiar with this than I am.
Yeah. It's I'm a 350Z owner, and so I think there's this stigma that runs around this particular motor in kind of in all car circles, to be honest. Like track people that I know, car meets, the street scene, right? The VQ motor's kind of infamous rather than anything else. And we can insert some videos here of people playing trumpets or kind of going by on a bicycle, with the trombone and people thinking that it's a VQ coming around the corner. So the 350Z. The Nissan Altima, the
G35,
the Infinity line, the Infinity G35, all kind of ran that same motor. There's a couple of SUVs I think that had the motor built into it too, but they did something different with the exhaust. It didn't sound quite as bad. It's tinny, but man, I don't know what it is that just draws people to this car that then decide that it's a great idea to straight pipe it. It is such an awful sounding engine, like to begin with.
I guess. My biggest opinion, if I can have an opinion on this since I don't have one, is that I thought the factory like G35s sounded so good. With this, I don't know if you don't hear many of the Z cars. Maybe I didn't pay attention, but it seemed like the G35 had it tuned really well.
Yeah, it was. I think the design of the chassis is a little different, and so there's a little more
Okay.
wiggle room with like the length of the exhaust, I think, is
Mm,
my understanding. So
got it.
there's a little bit of a different exhaust tuning on the G35 for sure. It's a little
Yep.
quiet, right? And I think that's one of the things that, anytime you get a car, right, it's the
Mm,
first thing you mod, man. It's always the exhaust, right? Everybody's got to have a custom exhaust, make things a little louder, right? Grab a little attention with that new thing that you just bought.
the
Um,
older I get, the less I want to do that.
it's it's interesting you say that because I'm still finding myself like kind of torn, right? There's like this professional in me that wants to be able to
Sure.
arrive somewhere and not turn heads, and then at
Right.
the same time there's the boy racer in me that really just wants to put the pedal down and hear the loud, and it doesn't
Yeah.
always happen.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like
Um,
I would love to get a little more of an aggressive sound on my E36 M3. Just
yep,
a little
yep.
more subtle, a little more growl. But then my, deleted diesel truck announces the whole neighborhood that I pulled up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's okay for some vehicles, but not for others. It's like it's
Yeah,
really difficult
yeah.
to kind of figure out what we're
Yeah,
doing
where do you
with
fit
that.
in?
So, yeah, yeah. So, you sent me a post this morning.
Oh, this one's so
And
good.
this falls into, man, just the most controversial type of conversation you can have. The
This
only
is
thing
perfect for us. This is one of the best topics for us to start with, I think.
100%. But the funny part about it is like I don't think either one of us are going to be against this new kind of mentality towards something. So I'll
Sure.
kind of share this. It was shared by a 1320 video, right? So a very popular Instagram account, and really focuses on kind of just car meets in the car community, different things that are getting posted, etc. And this is, I want to clarify before we get started on this. This is not an April 1st post, okay? I know
No,
we're in
no, it's not.
April, but this is
Yeah.
not an April 1st post. This like just came out, right? And so the headline says VQ's banned from cars and coffee. What are your thoughts, right? Well, we're going to tell you. We're going to tell you exactly what we think about it. There's a long drawn out post that they made by Supercar Saturday, basically just saying, happy Sunday to our Supercar Saturday guests. We just want to say how excited we are. They go on to say some things about, safety and quality control. And then there it is in the middle of the post. That's where they start
Right.
to alienate people. That's where they start to really go after the throat a little bit. And it's,
Well, at least they waited to
after
the middle.
careful discussion as a group, we have made the difficult decision. It was not a difficult choice. They're lying to us when they say that.
Right.
But
Right.
difficult decision to officially prohibit all VQ platform vehicles from attending Supercar Saturday. For clarification, this includes, and they list it out. They got
Yeah,
nasty.
I
about
love
it.
the
They,
models, the model specificity
Yep.
here.
Yep. 350Z, 370Z, G25, G35, G37, Q40, Q50, and Q60. So they went all out. They even went with the newer
Right.
turbo VQ in the Q60 that clearly they still have a problem with. So it's kind of a wild scenario, man. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Is it okay
Oh.
to segment and tell people that just because you own a specific car, you can't come to our car meet?
I mean, so here's the big question, right? Are they banning the car or are they banning the people that flock to those cars?
That's you see,
I
and
mean-
that's a good question, right? That's a good question.
Because you have your 350Z.
I do, yeah.
Right.
Yep, I got the
And-
Track Z. Yep.
You don't strike me as a person that would be trumpeting the exhaust in a parking lot.
It's such a bad sounding engine. Like honestly, it's the only downfall to the car, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
we're talking like mine's kitted for street track or for not for street, but for circuit track, right? So
yeah.
there's no engine mods, right? Other than some intakes. There's no
Sure.
crazy kind of, loud engine, loud modifiers. Like I don't have,
Right.
What do they call them? Cutouts, right? Like that you can kind of
Oh,
modify
yeah.
and hit the
Yep.
cutout button in the car, and make the car louder. I don't have any of that stuff going on. I bought an
Yep.
eBay exhaust and I put that on there. And it's plenty loud, but it still doesn't sound great. And so, the car is reliable. It's quick. It corners really well. The balance is there. It's kind of easy to handle. They're heavy. That's the other drawback, I would say, is that they're heavy, and the exhaust is just not a good tone at all.
Yeah. So are they banning the car? I think I would probably make the argument that they're banning the people.
Okay.
I mean,
So
I don't know. I've
behaviors.
probably. I mean, I haven't been in the car. I mean, yes, I like cars, I like modifying them, I like driving them, but I haven't been in a car meetup scene in a
Yep.
long time.
Yep.
I mean, this will put my unk status as official, but I was in high school when the first Fast and the Furious movies came out,
Yep. Yep.
right? And every Honda Civic on the corner had a fart can on it,
Yep.
right? And so I mean, is there a stereotype that comes with the VQ or the 350 cars?
I mean,
I don't know.
It's a tough
I've always
question
liked
to
them.
answer. To be, yeah,
I
it's a
thought they were
tough
cool.
question to answer. Yeah, it's a tough question to answer. And the reason I'd say that is, I think there's probably like maybe 2 or 3 different categories of people that own the VQ. You got, if you're looking at more so the G35, right? I would have said probably 10 years ago, you're probably looking at somebody in their 40s, maybe 50s, right? It's kind of like the subtle midlife crisis sports
Yeah,
car,
I looked
right?
heavily
Was
at
the
those
option.
for a while.
I did too. Yeah, it's
Because you get them 4 doors, so it's more practical
Yep.
with the kid. And you can
Mhm.
find them in all-wheel drive.
Yep.
But yeah, I looked at them, but just never found, maybe the right one. Or
Yeah, and then you've got the drift scene, right, which is like a whole different crowd of people. Love the drifters.
no, you
Hung out with them
you
at
can
the
toss my
racetrack.
E36. You can toss my E36 in the drift scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
they're
can.
all over.
I mean, yeah, it's like a fun crowd to hang out with, but they're definitely
Yep.
not on the subtle side, right? So
Yep.
Supercar Saturday. I don't know what kind of crowd they're typically going for, but it sounds to me like they're not going
Yeah,
for the,
I mean,
the loud and
this
proud.
is in the post that is in Omaha area, so I don't
Okay.
know what's going on with Omaha, if they've got a
Yeah.
personal vendetta against the VQ. I mean, the only thing I could say I can relate to this is probably maybe a bigger issue is you've seen the squatted truck epidemic.
Yes, yeah, I have.
And
yeah,
they've been banned,
from the
Carolina
Carolina
squat.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been banned from states.
I mean, it's,
during car
it's not a
meets.
surprise. I don't. Look,
No.
if the rear is squatted, right, at least you can see out of the windshield. If the front is
Front.
squatted, at least
Yeah,
you
if
can
you got
see
a
out
rake
of the,
on it,
the
yeah.
windshield. Yeah, exactly, right. But when you squat the rear like that, I mean, the only thing you're seeing is airplanes, right? That's it.
I mean, and then there's the safety issues of unloading the steering wheel, the wheels that steer, and all that other
And
stuff.
and you're driving a 6,000-pound death machine, right? Because they're
Yeah.
not the smallest cars or the lightest ones.
No,
And
they're not.
anytime I've seen this, guys are rocking like 35-inch super swampers and like massive wheels and tires to go along with
Yeah,
it.
you'll see the big 14-inch wide 28s.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But yeah, the VQ thing. I mean, you'll be the resident expert on these.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, it is a terrible sounding engine. I don't think anybody that owns one objectively would tell you otherwise. I think
We need to get someone on the ground May 8th
Yeah,
to see if someone tries to. Or sorry, is it May 9th at 9 a.m.?
May 9th.
We need to
9
get someone there, local on the ground.
Listen, if anybody is in Omaha, right, on May 9th,
Who hears
we
this
need
before
some
May 9th.
support. Yeah. Yeah, we need some support, right? We need somebody to head out there. I mean, that only gives us a week to get this sucker posted. So we're going to have
Sure.
to do some work on this background and the logo and the
Absolutely.
branding and the site and everything else too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Omaha, Nebraska, May 9th, right? Supercar Saturday. If you're going to be out that way, we need we need some scoop, right? So if you're down there and you're going to attend, ask around, right? See if you can find somebody who maybe is associated with Supercar Saturday and find out the backstory on this for us, because it's just like a warning label, right? Like caution, hot coffee, right? There's always a backstory. Somebody always
Yeah.
screwed up somewhere along the way, and so there has to be a disclaimer
I
for
wonder,
it.
do we dare dive into the comments? Because some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah, let's roll them. So
So the
go
first
ahead.
one that popped up has 6,300 likes, and it says just ban anyone with a 650 or below credit score and be done.
Oh man, that's violent. Somebody woke up and chose violence this morning.
Yeah,
Full circle
someone
barrage.
said the world is healing.
Like I said, man, I'd agree with that one. It's
Yeah, this there's one guy who's a little more your speed on this. He says, "I get it, but not a fan of the mass punishment. Hold the ones responsible accountable." So something must have happened.
Yeah, it has to have been an individual that did something.
Some guy says, "Keep the car meat to 500 plus horsepower." So that means I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that pretty much eliminates a lot of folks.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone says they should also ban Chargers and Challengers. Okay.
The broccoli boys are raging internally.
Yes,
So clearly they're aiming at the high school or junior college.
I'll have to ask
crowd.
Kesley, but I think that's referring to the popular haircut for boys now.
It is, yeah. Which reminds me, I went back and I watched Peaky Blinders this last 2 weeks. I've got Buddy coming over this weekend.
I'm only 2 seasons in, so don't spoil it.
Okay, I won't spoil anything. But Peaky Blinders, what a great show. Cillian Murphy just smashed it with that role. It was unbelievable. And I think the character development, as you'll see in the seasons to come, is something special. It really is.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to watch the new movie, right? The Immortal Man. I haven't seen it yet. Buddy and I made a pact that we weren't going to watch it without each other. So he's coming over this weekend.
Sweet.
We're going to hang out. We're actually going to barbecue a picanha, right? The first time I've ever done it, which is like a Brazilian cut of steak, right?
Do you have to smoke it, or are you going to grill it?
No, I think we're going to do charcoal.
Okay.
Man, we have to get into this at a topic at some point, because I think there's a place and a time for every type of meat cooking, and charcoal just has got a very soft spot in my heart for steak. Yeah. Anything steak related really comes out just phenomenal on a charcoal grill. But he's coming down this weekend, and we're so in preparation of this, we've been watching. My wife and I, Marissa, has been tagging along for the ride as we watch Peaky Blinders again from start to finish. For the series portion of it prior to watching the movie. And, the thing that I noticed almost immediately is that the broccoli boys that this post is referring to and the haircut from the 20s are remarkably similar. The only difference is that whether or not you have curly hair. That's literally the only differentiating factor. So I feel like it's kind of a little bit controversial to pick on the broccoli boys, right? Because that haircut exists outside of that. But
so
it's
you're picking on Tommy Shelby?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's and
Shelby brothers.
We all know that doesn't end well, right? So it's yeah.
Dude, if this isn't a perfect example of what this show's going to be, because we went from a certain engine being banned at a Cars and Coffee meet to now talking about how Tommy Shelby's haircut is relevant.
I think everything's relatable, right? That's the thing. You can draw a line between any two topics. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I mean, look, as just kind of a sign off from this episode, we've reached kind of we're trying to do is we're trying to contain a topic to 15 minutes, right? 15-ish minutes.
15, 20.
That way, if you want to listen to the whole podcast episode, it's not something that you have to dedicate a portion of your life to. You feel like you can listen to it on the way to or from work, quick break at work, that kind of thing. Yep. But it also makes it easier for us to clip it, right? So that way you can take kind of the best bits of every episode and put them into short format, right? Yeah. The average attention span's that of a goldfish at this point, with all the bombardment of media, et cetera, that everybody is kind of subjected to at this point in history. Right. I think it's the only way to get a point across or to actually land anything with
it's got to be fast. So. It's got to be fast. It's got to be controversial.
Yeah, exactly. And controversial we will be. Yeah, that is definitely the main.
Only on the important topics.
Yes, like sandwiches and nachos.
Yeah, yes, sandwiches, nachos, smoked meats, stuff like that.
Smoked meats, yeah. Cars, which exhausts are great and which ones are terrible.
Yeah. Anyone wants to send me an E36 exhaust, I'll test it out.
Okay. Yeah, that's we're calling out for sponsorships on episode 3. Absolutely. I like it. Yeah. So, just so you know, the ad space back behind my head is available for purchase as well. Yeah, right, we are looking to profit and monetize off of this podcast at some point, but most importantly, we will keep our journalistic integrity as part of that process too. So absolutely. We'll tell you exactly what we think. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, brother, it's been a good episode here with you. I appreciate you jumping on. Let's make sure we keep this rolling.